Locked in over here. Mic check, 1, 2. What is this?
It's a mic.
It's a microphone. Why am I checking it? Sounds like it's on.
It's on.
Who do you think came up with that first? Who's like, hey, make sure that the mic's working? What would I call that? I don't know. Maybe you should check the mic.
Who came up with that?
Who was the one?
The stagehands and the audio.
It might have been, huh?
Yeah.
What would be the word for me making sure the mic works?
Check.
You should check it.
Mic check.
Mic
No,
check.
one check.
Sound check, bro.
Sound check.
Sound check.
Yeah, but you're not just checking the sound. You're checking the mic.
individual mics.
Is the mic giving you a sound?
Yeah, correct.
Does the mic have a blue check?
I'm lost now.
Blue check means that you're cool, Len Words.
I thought it meant you're real.
No, either one. You're real, you're cool.
I think at this point, it doesn't mean shit.
It really doesn't.
Because you can buy them now.
If you got $10, you can be cool.
Yeah.
Really?
But you have to have $10 a month.
You got to pay for the
monthly
checks.
subscription, dog.
That's a subscription to a check.
That's definitely one I do not need.
To be cool.
So you got to write a check to get a check.
Pretty much, dog. That's
how the world works.
That's why I think they should have done. They should have done different colored. Like the blue should be like certified. This is somebody doing something.
Uh-huh.
Like a health one, like somebody that's like a health fitness coach or some shit. Could be like a purple or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? Like music influencers can be like red, or I don't know.
That's kind of a
just
good
go
idea.
with all the different colors of the chakras.
Yeah, and it just kind of it just kind of tells you.
Like that we're subscribing to everything.
Dude.
Me either.
I'm not a fan of having to pay for fucking everything, but it's not yours.
Yeah, you don't like that?
No, dog.
You don't like the new setup?
It worries me a little bit,
I thought
brother.
you guys might like it.
I don't.
I thought y'all might appreciate it.
And I'm doubling down on how much I don't like it because my collection of DVDs and Blu-rays is starting to get pretty fucking gnarly, dog.
Yeah.
My collection of vinyl, you know what I want, though? I'm thinking about this because I'm preparing for the doomsday, right?
Oh, yeah.
The doomsday, which is approaching fast if you pay attention to all the crazy news channels. We're on the verge of everything, bro. A cataclysmic event.
Oh, you know what my favorite one is? This changes everything.
Everything.
This
because
changed
we told you it does.
everything.
Did it really? Didn't change shit for me,
Bro,
dog.
when I see that shit.
They got that from a Honda commercial, bro.
Bro,
They did.
every commercial.
did.
Every commercial. On YouTube. Yeah, when I get ads on YouTube, it's so many things. It's like, this one weird trick changed everything. I'm like, who writes this shit?
Hack your life. It'll change everything.
In a world.
Yeah.
You know what, though? What I do, so my record collection is getting kind of gnarly, dog.
Is it?
My DVD and Blu-ray also. But it made me realize that, okay, you have solar power. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have that yet, right? Probably be a decent investment. But say you don't have that. Say that something happens there too, right? With records, you have the ability to get them old school ones that have that little crank.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter what, you can always listen to music, dog.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. So if you see me bouncing around from like different fucking garage sales, someone point me in the direction of where I get one of them fucking crank joints.
All right. So anybody out there with a Victrola,
you know what I'm saying?
that's what Johnny is looking for.
I'm looking for that shit, bro. Because at least I know I can listen to music, bro.
So
the
you can
whole
listen to-
world crumbling around me. I'm paying $1 million for eggs. But listen, this motherfucking Kanye Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy still fucking
On the
still
Victrola?
banging, bro.
Bro, I really like that album. I think that's one of my ones that I go to for Kanye.
yeah.
I'm not like a huge
Fantasy.
Kanye fan, but
It's
when
great.
that's probably my go-to.
It's a good one. Hey, I got okay, man, we're gonna keep talking, bro, and we ain't gonna intro this shit.
Okay.
We're gonna intro this shit, and then we're gonna get to talking our motherfucking Tizok, all right?
Let's go.
You are now tuned in to Respect and Connect. I'm your very loud right now for some reason, host Johnny James, and I'm back again with a few of my nearest and dearest. Jay, I'm gonna start bothering you or stop bothering you about the fuckbot Trav is in the building.
Yep.
What's poppin', Jay?
Man, I'm chilling, bro.
Chilling.
Sunday morning, posted, bro.
Caffeinated.
Super caffeinated, dog. Too much.
Yeah, man, me too, but whatever. Len Words is in the building.
Yeah.
Not as caffeinated because he spilled coffee on himself. What's poppin', Len Words?
I didn't spill it on myself. I spilled it on the floor.
Didn't go on your hand?
A little bit on
That's
my
yourself.
fingertips. Okay, whatever.
What?
My clothes are clean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Len Words clothes are clean in the building. Episode 1 Hundo makes some motherfucking noise, Jay. That was a good one, dog. Shit, bro. Didn't fumble the bag. You know what, though? We got some serious shit to address right now because I was super worried on Friday night. So on Friday night, right, I throw on IG. Let's see what the mitote is. And all of a sudden, I see Landwords is live.
Yeah, dog.
I was worried to click on it, though, because it'd been so long. I thought we were about to have a Shannon Sharp situation on our hands. I thought I was going to hear Landwords, ooh, Michelle. Yeah, Michelle. But it didn't. It didn't happen. I'm glad I clicked on it because he was live and he was in the motherfucking scene. He was out there moving and grooving.
All the content you're talking about is behind the paywall.
Oh,
now,
see, there you go. There you go. Hey,
you gotta subscribe.
That was dope.
That's
So
why
you
we
were
set it up.
You were in like VIP on stage with?
No. The one of the opening DJs, Intox. Shout out to you. He was opening the show, so I just came through and said what's up, and I was just on stage watching him mix and just capturing some stuff. He doesn't do it all the time, and he didn't have like anything set up, so I was just behind the scenes, just showing him rocking the crowd.
Fire.
Yeah, he's
Dope, bro. Dope.
Yeah.
It looked like a sick turnout, bro.
Yeah, it was a packed house, dude. It was a good show.
Who was it for?
Packed out. Kweli.
Oh shit, that's right.
You pronounce my name, Kweli.
Hey, I was relieved.
Yeah. That it
I was
wasn't-
relieved that I didn't see a phone on a bedside table.
Hey.
Right? I was relieved.
When
And
when I'm selling some dick pills, I'll put out those.
I was relieved, but I'm not gonna lie, kind of disappointed,
Were you?
right? Because we would have went super viral,
You
dog.
want a little more?
Hey, I'm not saying you should show some shit, but I'm just saying if that would have happened, Lenward's return to live on IG was him fucking blowing out some guts.
That's tight.
That would have been some Jay's. Oh, that's tight.
that's tight.
That's tight, dog. That's tight, bro.
I didn't
Hey.
mean that, but that was
Yeah.
tight that you went live. Was that your first time?
I don't
On
remember.
IG?
Yeah, probably. I just put IG on my phone like a month ago or so.
Welcome to
that's
the
right.
Matrix.
Nah, I mean,
Welcome
I've
to-
been like trying to, like I'll look at it and I'll use it a little bit, but I always kept it on my computer so I wouldn't have it like sitting on my phone as a distraction because I don't want the constant interruptions.
Well, that changes everything, Lenwards.
that weird trick changed everything.
Life hack changed everything.
That's funny,
Hey,
bro.
so I was in the barbershop the other day and we got to talking barber talk, right?
Yep.
And I know we had talked about this kind of before, the Will Ferrell versus Adam Sandler conversation. And they brought up an even more intriguing point to that conversation than they had previously had. So, okay, you got these 4 actors, right? You have to get rid of one in all of their movies, all right?
Okay.
You got Jim Carrey.
Okay.
You got Seth Rogen. You got Adam Sandler.
Yep.
And you got Will Ferrell.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen goes.
Peace.
Seth Rogen goes for you too?
Yeah.
Anybody else back there? You all feel Seth Rogen out the door instantaneously.
Out of here. And he got skinny too? Nah.
It was Adam Sandler,
No.
Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen. Wait, fuck, what did I say? I'm adding
No,
up.
those
Okay,
are-
no.
that's
it.
That was it.
That was
Jim
it. Those
Carrey,
4.
Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, or Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I honestly,
He's got some
Superbad.
bangers.
Super bad. Pineapple Express.
Knocked up.
I'm taking Adam Sandler out and keeping Seth Rogen.
You're
No
taking
way
Adam
you're
Sandler
getting rid
out?
of Adam Sandler. No way.
Think about it.
No way.
Seth Rogen's humor is more like dark. It's like I feel like I could, for the rest of my life, laugh at those jokes longer than Adam Sandler.
Stop.
Okay,
the
look.
cap.
I feel like Seth Rogen is the safe choice, right? Especially for all of us, because we have a lot of nostalgia attached to those other actors. Okay. I know one for sure is definitely all of those motherfuckers could go before Jim Carrey gets talked
Yeah,
about.
Jim
I'll tell you that
Carrey
right now.
and Will
On top of that,
Ferrell
yeah.
ain't going anywhere.
right? They ain't going. Okay, so why
I don't know.
I think it's
I go Adam Sandler over Will Ferrell.
Really?
And I like,
To
and I
go?
really,
Or you
really, really like Will Ferrell.
That's
but
interesting.
Adam Sandler has given me too many.
but he's
good
also
movies.
given a whole bunch of shit at the same time.
Yeah, but
right?
but it's also volume. Like,
True.
Which
I
movies
mean-
are actually Seth Rogen's though? Because Judd Apatow's the one that.
But they're one and the
Hey,
same.
thank
but they're
you very
But they're
much.
one and the same though.
That sucker,
They
he
write
takes a lot of credit.
But they write together.
Okay, but
Right?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, it's a duo thing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So if Spike Lee did all his movies with one actor, how could you differentiate? Like if all Denzel movies were Spike Lee movies,
Then they're one and the same. They're
Yeah,
connected.
exactly.
That's what Johnny Depp is with who's the
Amber Turd.
Amber Heard.
no, but the writer. Tim Burton, yeah, that's
Oh,
how
yeah,
he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
He was locked in for like 25 movies.
Oh yeah, they
something
did
like
a
that.
bunch.
Hey, but
So-
Edward Scissorhands.
Is a classic. So
Classic.
I
You need that.
it's got to be Seth Rogen. Okay?
Christmas movie,
It's
too.
definitely got to be Seth Rogen, right?
Another Christmas movie. Edward Scissorhands.
It is another Christmas
it?
movie, bro. It's during
it?
Christmas.
I'm just to go back. It's
been a while since
I
I've
won
seen
that
it.
debate.
Listen, you fucking did, I think, bro. Because I wasn't looking at it from a perspective of it had to be during the holiday. Okay,
Right.
so yes.
Okay.
I'm formally saying right now on the podcast, there are more classic Christmas movies than there are Halloween movies.
Indeed.
I lost the battle here, right? But listen, there's still a war to win, guys. There's still a war to win, all right? So start making better fucking Halloween movies.
So you're gonna get rid of Will Ferrell before Adam Sandler? You're gonna get rid
Yeah.
of
That's where it gets
Mom,
interesting.
Meatloaf. What is that movie? Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going to get rid of Waterboy?
Thank you.
Waterboy's all right. It ain't
You're going to get rid
All
of...
right.
it's
Esquiliodo.
Yeah.
it's a classic, but
Whenever he
it
makes his
ain't-
appearance in Joe Dirt, that's one of the funniest fucking
Oh,
moments
yeah.
too. But that's where because I agree. I think Seth Rogen is he is the safe choice. He really is. He's got some classics. I Superbad's amazing, bro. Funny People with Adam Sandler is also great. Little too long-winded, but still a good movie. You got Seth Rogen has been in some pretty good ones, bro. But
Pineapple Express.
turn the mic.
You got Neighbors, Pineapple Express, Superbad. Like,
Yeah, but Adam
Yeah.
Sandler's got
Knock it
Waterboy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
51st Dates.
51st Dates,
Spanglish.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems.
Thank you.
He's got the Hustle where he's the basketball
Oh, that's a
fucking
good
coach.
one, dog. That's a
Yeah.
really good
Bro,
one.
and he fucking bodied SNL for every year he was in that motherfucker.
Sandler.
Yes. Nah, okay. You're gonna cut.
Will Ferrell's a better
You're gonna
sketch
get rid of.
comedian.
Listen,
I don't-
I could get rid of every single one of Seth Rogen's movies before I could chop Elf off.
Rogen was a bit player in
Elf. Oh, see.
Elf,
way,
Thank
dog.
you.
Bro.
Elf. I don't know if you guys saw the Everything Must Go. That was Will Ferrell. You seen that one, Vern?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
where
is a
he's-
good one.
Yeah.
Where he's-
That was
is
like
that the
him
one where
in-
he's hearing himself about to die?
No,
Or
that's
she's
Stranger.
fighting him?
That's Stranger Than
Oh,
Fiction.
that's a great one.
No,
too.
Everything
He's-
Must Go is where he had the yard sale and he befriended a little black kid, but he was like getting rid of all his shit because he was getting divorced.
He was
or
getting
something.
well. It wasn't his choice to have the yard sale. He,
Right,
he
right,
pulled
right.
up and all his shit was out in the front.
out in the yard. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna sell it."
Step Brothers. Step Brothers.
Yep.
Talladega. Not
Yeah,
Bro, I'm telling you,
No way, dog.
you guys,
Blades of Glory.
yeah.
Seth Rogen, sorry, bro.
And again, let's go back to it. He killed Saturday Night Live.
Seth Rogen gotta go.
Seth Rogen.
Bro,
has
did you guys ever-
40-year-old virgin, though.
What?
Seth Rogen has 40, but
Nah,
that's
that
not
was
his-
Steve
that's
Carell.
Steve
No.
Carell.
Yeah,
bro.
that ain't
You don't
That's
give
Steve
him that.
Carell. I
You don't
know
give
that.
him that.
I know that movie has to go though because he's
Yeah.
attached to it because he helped with it. But hey,
Oh,
40-year-old
any feature?
It's got to go. Their movie's got to go.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I still
Them
stand
and any
on
movies
it.
they're a part of got to go.
I still stand on
Yeah,
it.
Seth.
Look at Will
Seth.
Ferrell's run on SNL too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't
Will
leave that
Ferrell-
out.
Will Ferrell
Will
was
Ferrell's
the
safe.
best.
You guys ever see that one where
Safe.
it's like the Christmas episode and he's on one of those spinning things and he's singing?
Nah.
Everything keeps going faster and faster. And he's like throwing up all over the place, but he keeps singing. Oh, dude, it's fucking
More
wild,
Cowbells, a classic. What about Home?
cowbell skit.
Remember, bro, fucking Night at the Roxbury.
Bro. Dog,
yeah.
that's the.
See, that does show. Okay,
That one.
that's what we were talking
I
about at the
broke the window
barbershop.
again.
There's a divide, right? It's hard for our generation to even remotely think that we're going to get rid of Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, or Adam Sandler, right? Dom's younger than all of us. So the Seth Rogen, it's all
So-
nostalgia.
So who would he get?
He said he
Adam
moves to
Sandler?
Will Ferrell now.
Oh, Will Ferrell. You would chop him off the block?
But nah, honestly, because now that I think about it, now that I think about it,
Yep.
Come on, man.
Seth's got to go, bro.
nah, it's just like Seth Rogen doesn't have that many classics.
Thank
He
you.
doesn't.
See? Thank you.
Like he's legendary and has Superbad and some of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
For sure over the other people, but the fact that the other people have so many.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is the end. That was a good one with
Yeah,
Seth Rogen. That
but
was
you would
funny.
have to. But and you can even give him Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's Apatow.
He makes,
It's
like-
he plays his position well, but he's not a leading man. Even when you write a movie around him like a Pineapple Express, he's not the actual like guy that you came to see.
We give him Donnie Darko too. He's in Donnie Darko.
Yeah. So
You ever seen Donnie Darko?
He's the weak link. Not that he's a weak link,
But
but
compared to those,
comparatively,
yes.
those dudes are monsters.
So
Hey, can I switch it real quick?
Sure.
I seen some. I read something that. Did you guys ever watch The Punisher?
The movie
the
or the
movie
show?
or the show?
No,
I
never
watched
watched the
show.
Pete-
John
so
Bernthal?
I was watching it and then I doubled back to watch Daredevil
Daredevil,
first.
yeah.
Right. So
That's a good one.
I haven't finished it, but
They're I think they're dropping hints that they're gonna bring it back.
oh
bro.
well, because
What,
they already started
the
filming it.
Punisher?
Yeah,
The Punisher.
because
yeah.
they just released a new they brought back Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And he's supposed to be. I don't want to go too far because I still have seasons of the original Daredevil to watch.
Yeah.
But homie is the Punisher.
Bro, he's fucking sick, dog. I was really hurt that they only did 2 seasons. Bro.
Oh, they only did 2.
They only did 2 seasons of that shit, and then
They got
they
rid of
stopped it, and then everything got sold to Disney and shit like that. That was when all that shit happened. So I'm glad they're bringing it back, bro. Because
What were you saying about
was
the?
it-
What,
was
what
it
were you
gonna
saying
be a-
about the Punisher? What you just
that
saying?
they're bringing it back.
Oh, okay.
Are they gonna recast it with a woman?
No,
I don't know.
they already
Nah.
did.
Did they?
He's been a woman the whole time.
Oh,
That's a part of the secret.
yeah. That's why
You get to the
That's why
end.
y'all here punishing motherfuckers.
Hey,
It's called-
Finkel and Einhorn.
it's called-
Finkel and Einhorn.
Yeah, it ain't Punisher. It's called The Punished.
Oh, the
Hey,
punish.
the Punished. And now I go back
victim
again
now.
to Jim Carrey, bro. Jim Carrey. Sorry, dog. He's not going.
He
That
can't- he
motherfucker
can't, bro.
is goated.
You got
Yeah.
Liar Liar.
Cody.
What's the other one?
Truman
with-
Show.
Truman
Liar,
Show.
Liar. Both the fucking Ace Ventura. Bro.
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the
Eternal
Spotless
Sunshine.
Mind. It's fucking great.
Bruce
Don't listen to
Almighty.
this fucking guy. Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty's a good
Man
one,
on the
dog.
Moon.
Yeah. Man on the Moon. Amazing.
Cable guy.
Hey, Cable
Yep.
guy.
Yep.
Hey,
Grinch.
he killed the
Grinch.
Grinch.
Yeah.
Another
Grinch.
one. He killed it. You know that they had to bring in fucking people from the CIA that train people how to deal with torture, so he wouldn't lose his marbles
When they were putting the paint
when he
on?
was doing the Grinch.
Yeah.
It took, they said, like 12 hours a day to put on the fucking makeup.
Damn. I'm sure
He
he was
was-
like, I don't even want to take it off now,
Bro,
man. Like,
and they had to.
Yeah.
So he would sit there for maybe 12 hours. It was close
significant, yeah.
to that. 8 to 12 hours.
Damn. So they could only shoot for like 6 hours
and
a day.
then rap and then
And then
come
it's
back
just
and
like,
do
oh,
it. So
jeez, man.
at first, like I guess he said that they put it on him, right? And
Yeah.
he started wigging out.
Really?
Well, he felt super claustrophobic. He
Yeah.
couldn't breathe. He was
It's
itchy
just,
as fuck.
yeah, it's just caked on you.
And he started having fucking panic attacks. So I can't remember
that's
the name.
wild.
I can't remember the name of the director. But he's a very popular director. They're like, well, he's like, I can't do this.
For
There's
the
just no
Grinch,
fucking way. It's homie with the red hair. He always wears the fucking sailor cap.
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard.
There you go.
Legendary. That was good. See, that's fucking. He's on a
Sailor
Jamie
cap.
game. Yeah, he's always got a fucking. That's why in the Grinch he's making fun of him because when he's the director,
Oh, that's right.
he's
He
wearing
puts
a
the hat
cap.
on.
Yeah.
That's right.
But they said that Jim Carrey almost was like, nope.
Yeah.
I can't do this. You're gonna have to find someone else to do it.
You know what I heard? Oh, go ahead.
Go
bro.
ahead. No, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Something similar, but this is for the Hobbit.
Uh-huh.
The what's the tall dude's name with the gray hair?
Gandalf.
Gandalf, bro. He
The
had
gray
to,
or the white? Which one? There was two.
yeah, right. He had to shoot most of his scenes by himself, bro, because they're trying to portray him to be so big, and so they had 2 different identical sets that were right here,
Yeah.
right next to each other. So he's in this one, and the camera's like zoomed in, like low, so he
yeah,
looks
and
huge.
just angled up.
And
Yeah.
so he's talking all his lines like they're at this big ass table.
Yeah.
And he had a breakdown too. He's like, I can't fucking do this. I need people to talk to. I
Yeah.
can't do this shit because everybody else is supposed to be tiny. You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh,
they're hobbits
man.
and shit. It's wild though. Cause
That's how I get when I film my skits alone.
Okay.
yeah.
Fucking losing my mind, bro.
Okay, so I got it. So if we throw out Seth, put Ryan Reynolds in there.
Oh, he's gone too.
Yeah?
Fuck yeah.
What is he? I mean, other than the.
No, he's got some great ones. But compared to those other 3, fuck, he's gone. See ya. Sayonara.
I put him-
Deadpool's a fucking great.
Yeah,
Hey, all of the Deadpools are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Listen,
What else is
Just
new?
Friends is
Just
fucking
Friends?
amazing.
Oh, Just
bro.
Friends. That's a good one.
Hilarious.
Another Christmas movie.
Another Christmas movie. This fool pulled up with Christmas smoke.
I know, dog. He's just
How many times do you want me to
Smoking-
admit
he's
I'm
smoking on
wrong?
them
Lin?
Christmas
pouring
trees,
gas
boy.
on the
How many
fire,
times do you want me
dog.
to admit I'm wrong, Lin Words? Guys, again, for the 3rd time. Oh yeah,
Which one?
He was in Blade.
He was in Blade. He was in
he?
Blade 2 and 3.
Was it?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
I didn't watch them.
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah.
whole Wesley Snipes drama started. Have you seen the newest Deadpool? What the fuck, Len Wirtz?
Nah, I don't support that dude no more.
Yeah, that was before you knew, though.
I don't
This is
support him
after
no
the
more,
fact,
man.
bro.
Yeah, but all that stuff is on like a 6 to 8 month delay.
For you.
Yeah, 16 to 18 months. Really, where it's like you tell me about it, then a year and a half later, I'm
You
like,
go
hey,
watch
Johnny,
it.
I saw that movie.
Jay, I finally watched Lord of the Rings.
know, dude.
I don't get it. They're just walking around. 3 movies, the motherfucker's walking around. That movie really caused some shit, though, bro. People were in line. Remember when movie theaters had lines?
Yeah.
You'd go and you'd have to get there early. If not, your seats were fucking cooked. You
Now
were
you
sitting looking up like this at the fucking screen.
Yeah. Now you
There ain't
reserve
no-
your seats, you buy
reserve
them
your seat,
online.
you reserve your popcorn.
They got the
bro.
popcorn and everything
Man,
ready for
I
you.
pull
You
up
just
with my
pick it up.
motherfucking Benjamin Button. I'm in there getting lit, bruh. Blowing fucking strange clouds. Dom next to me like, what are you doing? People are paying attention. I'm like, yeah, let them fucking pay attention. We getting higher than a motherfucker up here.
No. I mean, yeah, but like we'll be in this thing, bro, and it's like the movie's about to start, pitch black, full theater, and he sits us right in the middle, like right in the middle of the theater.
And he just
goes,
puffing clouds.
he inhales and then blows all of it out. I'm
Right.
like, bro.
All the families. It's just like, hey, this movie's rated R.
Hey,
Your family shouldn't be in here either.
you shouldn't have brought that 6-year-old to Deadpool anyways.
Right.
I know mine's is in here, but he's 5. Don't judge me. But Lord of the Rings was one of the last movies I remember where there was lines out the theater,
Yeah.
right? And it was cool, okay? It was in the moment. When I go back and try and rewatch them, I like can't get through them.
Yeah.
They're super long.
Just
bro.
long,
They're
and all they
so
do is
long.
fuck the part that always kills me, and I'm out. I check out is the scenes with the trees. And we walk and talk super. You didn't watch Lord of the Rings?
No. Okay, let me not say I didn't watch it. I turned them on and I fell asleep.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean they're
I did not watch them.
Imagine,
they watched
imagine
me.
going to the movies.
Nah,
for 3 hours to sit there and watch.
I would have
those
been
things.
asleep.
and that was before movies were like a standard of 3 hours.
Yeah.
This is when that shit was starting. Bro, when we watch like if we watch like an older movie with the kids, like everybody says that attention spans like are fucking cooked, which I can see that. But a lot of these kids now are used to like 2.5 hour movies.
Yeah.
That was, bro, The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching The Godfather. I'm like, this shit's still on?
Part 2 was
This
like
shit's
that for me.
long
I'm like,
as
what
fuck.
timeline are we on?
And I love, hey, that's one of my favorite mafia movies of all time.
the second
The
Godfather.
second Godfather. Bro, when Robert De Niro's on the roof and he's breaking down the
Oh
gun,
yeah, and he's running rooftop to rooftop,
fucking amazing.
dropping off the pieces.
That is fucking awesome, bro, right? But as a kid, like I was used to like fucking 60-minute movies.
Yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, and you're out that bitch. Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, they all started introducing this
2 hours plus.
way longer format. And you know, as a movie fan, I'm here for it. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I'll watch a fucking director's cut that's fucking 4.5 hours. bro.
I watched that Snyder cut.
It's dope as fuck.
It was. It
They
really was.
fucked up,
It took
bro.
me about a week to get through it because I was watching it in pieces.
Yep.
And I had to rewatch some stuff and everything because there was so much going on. But they did pretty good.
That shit
like
was
I normally
sick.
don't see DC projects doing great in a movie format.
Yeah.
They do great on television, but that movie, that Snyder cut was dope.
I don't know who.
I
he
even watched it
pissed-
in black and
I
white.
don't know who he pissed off. I don't know what happened, but someone along the lines, he might have fucked someone's bitch. I don't know what happened, but that was like one of the best things that came out of that whole era
Yeah.
of all of the whole DC fucking trying to be Marvel shenanigans.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shit ass movies, bro.
I went back and watched that Batman vs Superman too. That was pretty good.
Was it though?
I was surprised.
I'll go back and
comparatively,
rewatch it.
I'm not comparatively again. I'm not as well versed as you with the Marvel movies. I don't like love them like that. But from watching what I've seen of the DC movies, that Batman vs Superman was
I'm gonna have to
pretty
go
good,
back
man.
in and rewatch it because
Yeah.
someone was.
I
Weren't you
seen
talking
it
about it the
a
other day,
while
Dom? You were talking about Batman verse. It's funny, bro. I wore my fucking Marvel shirt, and here we
Yeah.
are talking about all
So,
that.
yeah.
They be like, they
Beefing-
planned this shit
beefing
out.
hard. Beefing hard.
He just taking shots at DC, bro.
That's
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that because that's the second time that's come up.
Because that was the one with Yeah. Because Superman went to the hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was cold, dog. Like, that was pretty good.
You know which one I
yeah.
really didn't like was the second Wonder Woman.
Which one was that one?
It was during COVID. It was like, I think it was Wonder Woman 1884 or
1984?
1984 or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
didn't watch that one.
That shit was hot garbage.
I didn't watch that one.
It was not good, especially because the first one was fucking dope.
Yeah, the first one was pretty
It
good.
was really good, dog.
Yeah.
And
I went back and watched that one too.
But during that COVID era, bro, movies that came out were just fucking all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
They just didn't hit the same.
Because they had too many agendas cooked into everything.
Kind of,
too,
huh?
Man. Like, they were really, really, really pushing the envelope during that time where everybody was just stuck watching
Pick
TV.
a side.
Because Disney came out with a couple like cartoons and shit, and it was just like, I forget the name of the one where it was like the main character was like a father and his son was gay or something like that. And he had to like save something or whatnot. And I got the movie, like I watched it, and it was a decent movie, but it was like putting a gay character central didn't add anything to the story. The fact that he was like dealing with that. So it was like, why even choose that?
It was like they were
in the
doing
storytelling
it to bring in an audience
Right.
versus doing it to make the storyline better.
Right.
Yes.
It was just like, I felt like it was just to normalize that shit in front of kids and make kids not question it, which that's a whole different conversation to have with people. But it's weird when you're sitting in the room watching movies with your kids and it's presenting something that you now have to have a separate conversation about, where it's like the storyline is about believing in yourself and following your dreams and trusting your instinct. But then there's all this other, other conversation that needs to be had separate. It's like, well, just make the movie about what the movie is about. Because the narrative is about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
The other stuff didn't really have anything to do with it, because the father's issue with his son had nothing to do with his sexuality. It had everything to do with whether or not he was going to follow in his father's footsteps, which didn't matter, who he was in love with
On
or
either
nothing.
side.
Like, yeah, it did. So I was like, this is just bad storytelling.
It seems like when they do stuff like that, which again, like when the story's the story, I'm here for it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna see what the story is, right?
When it's the crying game,
But when
that's what it's about.
But when you can see that they're not bringing it in to like direct the story, but they're bringing it in because they're like, well, we got to check all this stuff off the list, right?
Exactly.
Like, well, we got to have a Hispanic person in this movie. Well, we definitely got to have a black chick. You know what I'm saying? Like
diversity checklist goes down, yeah.
And it doesn't add nothing to the storyline. Right. That's where what it does for me is it takes me out of losing myself in my imagination to the storyline, right? And you're like, this is just what the fuck?
Yeah, because it forces your mind to ask questions that are never answered or resolved, because a lot of that stuff is just for like diversity and inclusion. Yeah, to hit the checklist and be like, hey, we got one of these, got one of these.
They're trying to get asses in seats.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny you said that, because that was the whole idea during COVID, because they were struggling like a motherfucker, right? How are we going to get all these people to pay attention to what we're doing? Let's just include everybody in this story, and there's somebody for everybody. Because a good example of that, right, is I remember how I felt when I first watched Coco.
Yeah.
Because there's never been proper or like a significant representation of our culture, right? And Mexican culture and New Mexican culture are intertwined, right? There's significant differences,
Gotta be.
but they're intertwined because our lineage and our heritage, it's all connected. So watching Coco, for me, I remember, bro, I'm like, oh man, like it did something, like it emotionally affected me. But the story was for that demographic that hadn't ever been properly represented, right?
Yeah.
Which is exactly how it should be done. But if you got one story, right, and that's the story, and instead of telling that story well, you got executives that are just trying to check off lists of people that they want to come for the movie because they feel now they're being represented in it, the story falls flat on its fucking face.
Yeah.
Every single time it happens.
Yeah, it sucks you out of it.
It does.
Yeah.
It breaks your imagination, and then you're like, well, what? And then it's never ever resolved.
Right. And it's like, okay, so Coco's a great example because it's in that Mexican American culture.
Yeah.
And it's talking about generations and like respecting the past in the present and all that stuff, the connections. Of course, they had black people in Mexico, you know, but if in that movie they had just one brother
For no
who was
reason.
just always, you know, just in the house, you know.
Hey, what's that? Not another teen movie? He's all, I'm the one black guy at this party. He's all, no, these my white people. my bad, dog.
Yeah, but if you have that, that's what it does. It just pulls you out. It's like, why is he there? Like, what? Yeah, of course there were black people there, and you know we're not excluding anybody, but it's like it doesn't serve the story.
Yeah.
It doesn't serve the narrative, and it becomes a distraction. Even though what they're trying to do is include everybody, they end up separating everybody because it's like now I just gotta focus on the differences when the story itself is universal. They're cartoons, bro. Like they're not real people.
What, bro?
So why are we
1,000%.
using cartoons?
Yeah, what was that other cartoon from way back in the day? It had like an Asian. There was like a black dude. They were like a
Captain America.
was it Captain America?
Captain Planet?
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's what it was.
Damn,
That's
I
the one.
forgot about Captain Planet.
Captain Planet is a hero.
Channel 5, bro.
Bro.
Hey, that shit used to come on before school, man. I used to watch
we gotta
that shit.
give. Bro, Channel 5 deserves its flowers, bro. Because that was a channel. That was Channel 5, right? Captain Planet.
I don't remember. It
was,
wasn't Channel 5
yeah.
where I
It was Channel 5 here. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm just fucking stupid.
Nah,
but
it was on 50. I think it was like 50.
Captain, because it was on the same channel as Carmen Sandiego, and that was Channel 5.
Yeah.
Channel 5.
Yep. Yeah,
Where
that shit used to
in
come
the
on at like
world
6:30.
is Carmen
Sandiego.
Sandiego.
Yeah.
Did you ever find that bitch?
Nah, she was on the run, dog.
She was on the run, huh?
She's
What the
with
fuck that
Waldo,
bitch
dog.
do?
Bad bitch.
Bad bitch. We need a Netflix documentary on why Carmen Sandiego was on the motherfucking run. I
They
feel
should
like she
make a
probably stabbed
live
her
action
husband.
Carmen Sandiego,
They
and
ain't
she
gonna find
should
that
be
bitch.
fine as a motherfucker.
What if she
too,
chilling
boy.
somewhere with Waldo, popping out a bunch of
That's what I
kids?
just said, yo. Yeah.
You just said that shit?
just said that.
I
I was
tried
like,
to
she's
steal
with
Jay's
Waldo.
joke.
No, if
I didn't
it-
hear it, all right?
Did they ever make a live action Carmen Sandiego movie?
No.
Why would they not?
I don't know.
That's perfect. A heist movie with women, like they tried to do it with the Oceans series. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
they remade
Oh,
Ocean's
yeah.
8 or whatever.
Yeah.
They should have just scrapped that and been like, yo, Carmen Sandiego, that's what the IP we're using. And it's going to be a whole squad of women, and there's just the one leader who's got the fly red coat and the boots and shit.
She ain't never caught.
Yeah, and she's like the female James Bond. She always tricking off these dudes and then stealing their jewels and, you know, like
Hey, me
taking
write
all
that
the,
shit,
like
dog.
robbing the museums and giving all
Yo.
the cultures back they shit.
And then Waldo at the end pulls up like, "What up, bitch?"
Found you.
wearing some fucking meta
Right.
Ray-Bans, bro, because he be having them glasses. We'll turn it into
Right.
2025.
Yeah.
Be like, "Bitch, I've been recording you the whole time on my meta Ray-Bans."
He gonna come back at Carmen Sandiego for his child support money. He's
Bro,
like,
like,
yeah, bitch.
I found you,
thought
bitch.
you can run.
Found you, bitch. You left this kid with me, bro. I found you. You run around with your little
right.
Damn.
That's why they couldn't find me, because I was looking for you.
That's hilarious, bro.
Where's the kid, Waldo?
Wow, that's
Right.
Fuck them
that's a lot.
kids.
Where's our son, Waldo?
Yeah, but we can't find him either. Captain Planet was an include. Yeah, that was. But that was a
actual-
part of the
what the story was.
storyline.
Right.
Yeah, and I agree. And it does. And it's not even just in like cartoons, but it. And I have when I sit down for the story, let's run it. Right. I don't give a fuck, dog. Like, let's run it. That's when it does take you out of it, and it makes it. You can't fully like go into the story because it pulls you out. And during COVID, I feel like they were really focused on just making as much money as possible, right? Flipping that shit over. Like there was movies, for example, when I got to go back to the movies for the first time, it was the Saw movie with Chris Rock, and it was a horrendous piece of shit. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was everything you would think a Saw movie with Chris Rock would be. And I was just excited to be there, dog, in the movies. They had people separated. You had to like put seats in between you.
Yeah,
Only a certain amount of
that
people could
bullshit.
sit in the theater. You couldn't take off your mask until you sat down.
Oh my god.
Right? It was crazy. Then they had these machines that were coming in and like
Crazy is what I would call
disinfecting
it, yeah.
the theater
They
afterwards.
sold a lot of them machines too,
Hell
bro.
yeah, bro.
Somebody in China got rich.
If you
some
went-
of that bullshit.
But at this point, bro, with what we've seen,
just
for
spray
sure.
misters and just water.
At
They
this
they
point-
use them at like big ass arenas and shit. Though.
yeah,
to
but they
disinfect.
don't.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing. No Clorox couldn't fix, man. It's all.
It was there
Some
was certain
bleach,
strange things.
Some Fabuloso. We'll get it clean, man. We're
when
fine.
when you'd go to the restaurant and they'd be like, okay, wear your mask in the waiting room, but then when you sit down, you can take it off to eat.
Yeah.
Germs spread no matter what the fuck, where the fuck they go, dog.
That's like us over here having to wear a mask and then them over there because they're eating.
They're far away, dog. They're eating.
Yeah, there's no wall. There's no barrier. It's still the air. I thought it was in the
Len
air.
words, when you eat, you're not
Transmitting
any fucking STDs.
Are you
Len
breathing?
words.
Are you breathing?
You can't breathe and eat.
Oh.
That's the rule. I went to Red Robin. They're like, no breathing while eating. We're trying to save the world here.
That's fucking funny. Yeah.
That was during that time though, and those some really fucking weird movies. That, like
Psyops.
movies, not even weird movies. There was movies that just didn't do well.
Right.
That you would expect, like, this is gonna be a hit. This is gonna be a hit. This is gonna be a hit, and they just
Because they oversold diversity when what people really wanted was variety.
and to feel connected
Yeah.
when they were disconnected.
Yeah. But we wanted different storylines. We didn't want the same old hat and then just with a gay person in it or a lesbian person or, a whatever fill in the blank person in it. Same storyline. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we want variety. That's the thing that our souls need. When you get into storytelling, it's like you're trying to bring people back to center. And when you don't do that or you leave those question marks out there, they don't feel satisfied when they walk out of the theater or finish the book or the movie or whatever. It's like you got to tie all those loose ends up. And a lot of times when you introduce details that don't matter to the narrative, in the rewrite, you're supposed to get rid of that shit. But they wouldn't because it's like, no,
We got to get this
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
We got to get this bag, bro.
But they thought, or maybe they thought, but I think the intention was, let's just put the diversity, like, representation in front of people and they'll like it. And it's like, but that's not satisfying because you still don't understand these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're just putting a different face on the same hero's tale, but it's not a different journey. It's not a different thing. So you're not actually satisfying the soul of this person. You're just putting another mask on.
Because they're not doing it to
And that's
try and
fraudulent.
understand the people.
Thank you. That's
They're doing-
fraudulent.
it's completely fraudulent. They're not doing it to understand the person or the group that they're trying to represent.
Right.
They're doing it because they want some bread.
Yeah. It's
Point
like-
blank,
they're like,
period.
we need to sell this
We need to
script,
sell this
sell this
script.
movie.
We need some dough.
Yeah.
Let's be all inclusive.
Right.
Let's run it, and they're gonna love it because we're representing them.
Right.
When realistically, they don't give a fuck about representing anybody but them fucking selves,
Right.
dog. At the
It's
end
like,
of the day,
if you created Die Hard, you remember how they would have all those movies would be Die Hard on a bus, Die Hard on a truck. You know what I'm saying?
hey, Speed was dope. Len words. Don't hate on fucking Keanu Reeves. All right,
Come on,
dog.
dog.
Speed was solid.
No Keanu
I'm
Reeves
not, I'm not
disrespect.
saying, but what I'm saying is they would create a formula, and once it's established, they would just keep putting a different face.
Copy and paste.
Or copy and paste it.
Yeah.
So that's what diversity turned into. It's like, we're still going to give you Die Hard, but it's with a trans person.
Yeah,
and it's
or with a
like,
chick.
Yeah, but it's like.
Or with a
the-
Hispanic dude.
Right, but the essence of the story of Die Hard was about a man who was separated from his family, who would go to the ends of the earth, risk his life, topple all sorts of shit to bring his family back together. That's not exactly the plight or the journey of someone in a different set of shoes. So just changing that doesn't make the story as satisfying.
No.
It actually takes away from it. So it becomes derivative and it becomes less satisfying. And that's why they lose their money.
And I think that's another reason why people are really fucking tired of. It seems like there's a little bit of superhero fatigue going on at the moment.
I think so,
right?
too, yeah.
And also remakes.
Right.
Which I think's been for a while now, right? I think people but it's weird because no matter what they do with the remakes, I feel like there's always gonna be an audience for it. As much as I don't fuck with a lot of them, my stupid ass is still pulling up and watching them because I just kind of want to see it, right? I'm like, what are they gonna do with this? You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, it's not better or it shouldn't exist for any fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was apprehensive about the new Wizard of Oz, right? Wicked.
Yeah.
But I had heard so much, like I'm like they were regarding this movie as like holy shit, bro. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna go pull up and watch it. I got to make my own mind up here, right? And it was fucking dope, bro.
Really?
It had a little too much singing. I think I said this already before. There was a little too much. I'm not like musicals aren't my go-to genre of movie, right? Regardless of what it is. There was a little too much singing in it. But the way that they told the story, it was kind of like, oh man, ain't no fun now that the motherfucking rabbits got the gun, right? You could see that they were just trying to wipe their ass with the Wicked Witch, right? They needed a villain, and she became that.
Right.
So you get to see that narrative being told, and man, she could sing her motherfucking ass off.
You talking about Arrivo?
Yes.
Okay.
She can sing, bro. She was putting fucking Ariana fucking Grande, I know your favorite person in the world, to shame. But I went in.
That girl is a clone.
Yeah, she might be. She looks like bro, she's kind of worrying me, bro. She looks like if she sneezes, she could snap in half, bro. She might be sick, dog.
Did you see where she was getting interviewed on the red carpet recently, and she said something about going to some brain institute where they?
Oh, I seen that this morning. She's like, they washed my brain out.
Yeah, and
she's like, I gotta go back and
But she be talking like that too. I'd be like, man,
that just made me want to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Really?
If I'm being honest.
Hey, sometimes they telling you the truth.
But the thing is, though, is it made me also think of Jim Carrey again too, because they tried to say he was crazy when he was pulling up talking about atoms and we all live in a fucking life. With Jim Carrey, man, this is gonna be the Jim Carrey episode.
But he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't. But they were trying to paint him as this fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
When he was talking about how you have to kill the ego, when he was talking about how depression is when your avatar is tired of playing the character you've been trying to play your whole life.
Right.
And you're not you.
Yeah.
When he started talking that talk and he had a fucking long ass beard, they were like, oh, nope, sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
Go sit down over there.
He was getting a little too soulful.
A little too soulful. You better go sit down. What happened to the guy that was talking out of his ass on Ace Ventura? Bring that guy back. We don't got this guy dropping
Bend over and
bombs
spread
over
your
here.
cheeks, Jim.
Yeah, so when she was talking about that, I'm like, oh, is it that hiding in plain sight shit?
Yeah.
But man, yeah, she really, bro, she looks like if she sneezes, she could break a rib or something,
Like she going
right?
through some shit, man. Like,
It's crazy.
That was my daughter, even though she's like an adult.
Oh, I'm
like
checking.
By far an
I'm
adult.
right there.
I'd be like, yo,
Come back
you gotta,
home.
Yeah, you got to sit down.
Come back
like,
home.
That's not cool.
Yeah, come back home. We got to make
They
sure
got
you're
you
good.
out here tripping.
But why was I talking about Wizard of Oz? Oh, it's because when people say things about movies, right, for me, I want to see it for myself, right? I try my best. It's very hard to do this a lot of times. I try my best to not be influenced by other people's opinions of the art, whether it's movies, music, whatever it is, right? Pornography, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let you influence.
Ginger freckles.
Ginger freckles. I mean, they need love too. You see what I'm saying? What does he say? He's all, do the carpet match the pubes?
Who said that?
That's on, what fucking movie is that? I Love You Man or one of them, or Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting
or
Sarah Marshall.
One of those. But I try and not be influenced, right? And I knew I had to go. I mean, I didn't have to, but I wanted to go in and see what the fuss was about it, right? And the set design, all of it, you can tell. That's why it was regarded that way. Same thing that happened to me a couple weeks ago with Captain America, or a week ago. I spent the past year and a half thinking, there's no fucking way this movie's going to be anything to watch. This is going to be it felt like it was the end of that's why I'm talking about it. It felt like it was the end of the COVID era movies that they were trying to get out.
Okay.
Right? Like they started filming it and they had a bunch of reshoots and like Marvel was in this like transition area. So I'm like, man, this movie just doesn't, the previews didn't look good to me at all. It wasn't the best Captain America movie, but it wasn't a piece of shit either.
Okay.
It was, bro, the action sequences in it were fucking super dope. And Clarence, that lives at home with both parents, was actually pretty fucking, it was actually kind of cool for him to not have any superpowers and say, fuck it, let's go, Hulk. Run it. It was kind of, I know it sounds fucking insane, there's no way, but.
Because what does he play? He has like wings or some shit?
He's Captain America. So he was Falcon.
Oh, Falcon, that's right.
But then he got the, Steve Rogers passed the torch to Buddy, because he was his homie. And the whole time, since then, he's been like, I don't know, man, am I worthy?
Why? Because he don't like America?
That's another narrative they're trying to twist in the media. But no, it was because he felt he wasn't like he was not a super soldier. He didn't take the suit. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
Playing another dude.
Clarence?
Yeah, Clarence at home with both parents was just a dude, right? But at first I was like, yeah, that's fucking dumb. He's fighting Hulk. He's just a regular person. But when you watch the fight scenes, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool because he is just like a regular motherfucker and he's ready to just say, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's run it.
Let's go to it.
So the movie wasn't the best Captain America movie. Don't try and twist my words because I'm not saying that. But it was nowhere near as bad as people were trying to make it sound beforehand.
Gotcha.
And that's one of the main reasons I try and go in without that clouding my vision.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I brought that up because that's the only thing that I did hear about that movie is that, oh, this is no good because the black guy they made play Captain America
Hates America.
Hates America. So.
And did he actually say that?
I don't know. I haven't watched the movie.
Yeah. No, he said it in a press run, something about it.
Oh,
in
the
real life.
actor said it.
The
Oh,
actor.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay, see,
Anthony
I thought
Mackie.
I thought it was a part of the storyline.
No. No.
It's a part of the promotional storyline.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Yes.
is.
So I try my best, bro, to go in there and not let that cloud my opinion of any kind of art. Yeah. I want to make it on my own because something that you like, I might think is fucking stupid as shit. Something I like, you might think is stupid as shit. That's fine. That's how it
matter of
should be.
fact, no, I'm just kidding.
Matter of fact, dog, that album you told me to listen to was fucking hot garbage.
Oh shit! No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm saying that's what you said to me, dog. Don't be twisting my words, Jay.
Man, what the fuck was I just gonna ask you, dog?
Captain America.
Captain America. I was gonna say something, bro. I didn't really watch too many movies during COVID. I was watching a lot of the stand-up comedies, bro, like the comics, like Bill Burr, Kevin Hart, all his shit. That's when I first listened to Joe Rogan's stand-up.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that stand-up with that lady? Oh my God, I watched one and I had it playing and I had family over. I can't remember who it was. It was like a female comedian, and she was like a lesbian or something, but her whole like stand-up was not really funny. It was just kind of her like on a soapbox talking, but they like promoted it like it was like, oh, it was just so magnificent and it was so great. And I watched it start to finish and I was just like, I mean, cool. Like if I was her or someone in her shoes, that probably would have been profound to me. But just like as an average comedy fan, I didn't laugh. I didn't find it funny. You know what I'm saying? Like a very funny lesbian comedian is Sam J. You seen her on the roast with Tom Brady?
Bro,
Oh, yeah.
Her stand-up is fantastic. Really, really good. Like you should definitely check that out. So, I mean, it just goes back to me. It's like the content has to be universal. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care who's wearing the mask, but when you're telling me the story and putting me on the journey, it's like I need you to talk about something that binds us together, not something that just says, look at me, I'm a snowflake, I'm unique. It's like, yeah, great. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
what's our connection together?
Exactly.
Share
That's
our
what-
mutual human experience.
Exactly.
Because regardless of where you're from, who you are, what all that stuff is, bro, we're all humans connected in some way, shape, or form. And the best art does that.
Yeah.
The best art can take someone that's like, I don't know, from the fucking jungle or some shit like that, right? Someone that you would never feel you have some sort of connection with, and then you realize, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There is a mutual understanding here.
That's how Mel Gibson made Apocalypto. He has no connection to that culture
At all.
He was just curious about that setting, and he was like, fuck it, let me make a movie about it.
You know, he said that he wanted to do a chase movie without cars.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
what set the Apocalypto wheels in motion. He's like, I want to do a chase movie without cars.
Yeah.
Hey, that movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
that movie's crazy. It's dope. It stands alone.
Yep.
But it's not like DEI, like hokey, where it's like, look at these people. Like he just let the world be what it is and just ran with it rather than trying to make a political statement about what these people are, represent, or whatever. It's
And
like,
that movie's fucking sick.
just let the
bro.
story stand.
He was pretty good on Rogan. You guys see his Rogan episode?
Yeah, I saw most of it.
It
I
was
think.
it was
Yeah.
pretty good on there, bro. You know which one that bro, I'm struggling to get through?
Which one?
Is the one with Bill Murray.
Oh, really?
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
watch that one.
There's
like
like no
Bill Murray.
chemistry between him and Joe Rogan. Bill
Really?
Murray's like off the rails. He's getting up and walking over to the TV. Joe Rogan's telling him they can't hear you. But one thing that I didn't know about that is, you know, that he was best friends with what's his name from fucking the Vegas movie with Johnny Depp. What's his name? The writer. Son of a bitch. I'm trying to complete blank.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yep.
You know him and Bill Murray were like best friends.
No, I didn't know that.
He lived in Bill Murray's casita in the back for
No
like his
shit.
last few years of his life.
Oh, okay.
I had no fucking clue, bro. And it's funny because Bill Murray said that they met each other because Bill Murray was in the first 5 years of SNL.
Yeah.
He was one of the first original crew.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that, I guess, Lorne Michaels wanted him to drive back his Bug back to California. And it took him like a month and a half. He's all, I didn't know you wanted me to drive straight there. I was going to stop and visit people. So he said he went to Aspen on the off season. Because that's when you want to go to these mountain towns, bro.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to a mountain town before, you know during the season when it's cracking, you're going to be charged an arm and a leg for everything.
For sure.
And you're not going to get the proper experience. You're going to get the tourist experience.
Yeah.
So he went to Aspen, and he said he was just chilling by the pool, and him and some other guy were, trying to make a bunch of like chicks laugh. Turns out this dude was fucking Hunter S. Thompson. If you guys, audience, if you guys haven't yet, you guys should really find out who Hunter S. Thompson is, because this dude, writers go, man, journalists go, this dude's next level for sure.
Yeah.
If you've watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that's who it's about. He said that like, and then since then they were friends, Brian. That you're going back what 70? Well, we're at 50. How many years? It was the 50th anniversary of SNL, right?
Yeah.
So we're going back 50 fucking years, dog. They were friends since then, and I didn't know that. But outside of that, man, Bill Murray just I was expecting funny shit.
He wasn't funny?
Fuck, bro. I was like, I know you can still be funny.
really
He's old,
old.
bro. Fucking what's his name? Until the day he was gone was fucking funny.
Well, maybe-
George Carlin was funny.
Maybe that goes back to what
Rickles.
Jim Carrey was talking about, where it's like you're a shell. You're a shell of you're trying to be funny. You're trying to be a comedian.
Your
actor the
avatar
whole
is not
time.
happy.
That's true.
At that, maybe it's like wearing down at this point, bro.
Because
Shit.
he showed signs of it. And actually, some of the movies, when he started to show signs of kind of being tired of being the funny man, were some of those movies that I really like Rushmore, where he had to play like more of a straight man, and he was just kind of like this sullen old guy. What was the other one he did with Scarlett Johansson? Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation.
I don't think I see that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Didn't he? He was nominated for Academy Award for that movie. wasn't he?
Yeah. Sophia Coppola directed it, and I think she got like nominated.
I don't think he
for
won though,
directing
but
it.
he was
Yeah.
definitely nominated.
Yeah, but that was when I started to be like, damn, Bill Murray is, like he's pretty good as just like a character actor.
He doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have to be. And then he started doing like all that stuff with buddy who did the Tenenbaums, who's P.T. Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he started doing a bunch of roles like that where he could just play like more of a straight man who had like these quips and like this sardonic wit and shit. But I like him in that stuff more so than I need him to like be cracking
Be
jokes.
funny.
Like he was funny and obnoxious in like Ghostbusters and shit back in the day. But it's like that time has passed. Like you're saying, he's probably tired of being that. You know what I'm saying? He's been it for so long.
Have you seen that movie, Dom? What's the one? I've watched it a bunch of times.
The Dead Don't Die.
Have you seen The Dead Don't Die?
Nah, I haven't seen
No.
that.
Bro, you gotta go watch that movie. It's fucking bonkers.
Okay.
It's like super self-aware.
It's with him.
Yeah. And homie that played Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars. Tall homie. You know what I'm talking about? Nope. So he was in, you ever see that show Girls?
Girls.
Yeah, it was on HBO.
Nah.
Another good one. But he was one of the main boyfriends in that. I'll send you. I'll show. I can't remember his
You're
name.
one of the busiest motherfuckers.
And I still watch everything.
How do you have
I
time to
have
watch all this shit?
no fucking clue, Jay. No fucking clue.
I'm like, damn, bro.
No clue.
Girls was the one with Lena Dunham, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one. I saw a piece of it. Somebody, a loved one I know, was watching that show, and there was a scene where a guy like ejaculated. And like he either did it on some girl's face or
Yeah, that was the
something like that.
that
That was the only part of that show I watched, and I was like, I will never watch this shit.
That was Buddy, right? That was homie. That's homie I'm talking about.
Okay, that's the guy you're talking
That's
about?
the guy I'm
Okay,
talking about.
That's the actor?
Hey, listen, don't judge it off of that. Just that one. You
Okay.
watched literally probably one of the most fucked up scenes that you could have watched for that fucking show, dog. You walked in at the wrong time, man.
That was enough. I was just
Yeah.
like, is that what this shit
Hey,
is?
I ain't
Like,
on
I'm
that.
good, dog.
All
the way
It
good.
had its moments. That
Okay.
show definitely had its moments. But The Dead Don't Die is with him and Bill Murray.
Okay.
And fuck, bro, it's so self-aware, right? Like it's funny because it's like not trying to be funny, but it's fucking. It's one of the weirdest apocalypse zombie movie experiences you're ever gonna have, bro. It's definitely worth the watch. We watched it during COVID too, and it had been out for a while. It's funny because and it's self-aware, right? They're like just driving in the car, like, this is weird. Like the sun's not going down. He's like, I don't know. This feels, and the homie keeps telling him, he's all, I don't know, man, but something bad's gonna happen. And this song comes on the radio, and it's the theme song for the movie. It's called "The Dead Don't Die." Yeah. And Bill Murray's like, so why do I know this song? Where do I know this song from? And homie tells him, he's all, it's the theme song. He's all, what do you mean? He's all, it's the theme song, "The Dead Don't Die" for the movie. They're like super self-aware in it. Fucking awesome, bro. That was a pretty good one, with Bill Murray.
And then Zombieland too. Like,
oh yeah, that's 2 zombie movies for Bill Murray.
Oh,
but see, he was a perfect addition to that because he was like himself.
Right.
You don't remember him in Zombieland?
I don't remember Zombieland that well.
Homie blasts him in the chest. He thinks that he's a zombie. And him and Woody Harrelson are just having like a good ass time together.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's a good
I don't think I've
addition.
seen that
Every time I think of zombie like movies like that, I always think of the Simon Pegg one.
Which one's that?
Dawn of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
No.
See, if you
I always think of Shaun of the
if
Dead.
you like Shaun of the Dead, I think you're gonna like The Dead Don't Die.
Okay.
It's in that
in that tone.
It's in that tone. Definitely a little more wild. There's way more bonker shit in it, but I think you'd like it. For
Gotcha.
sure. So I think we should probably talk about a little of fucking current shit that's going on.
Real life.
Some real life stuff. Hey,
Like
movies
what?
are real life, dog. They're an escape from fucking reality, and sometimes you need it when it's not.
So is
fucking-
whatever you're about to talk about is.
Kind of is. Kind of is. We got to talk about LeBron and Stephen A's smoke and a pancake, right? Got to. For those of you guys don't know, probably seen it all over because according to Stephen A. Smith, it was the most viral thing that he's ever experienced in his life. That's why he addressed it. I call cap, but whatever.
I know. I'm sure he's experienced some viral
Yes.
hookers or something.
Something. So at the Knicks game, LeBron walked up on Stephen A. Smith. It was like the fourth quarter. He even left the huddle. Got up, walked up to Stephen A. Smith, squared up with him, right? And was like, I'm going to tell you one time, leave my son out this shit. And then dipped. And Stephen A. just shrunk. You could see it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron,
Yeah, Stephen A. ain't short neither.
Nah, LeBron walked up and he just like, no. Okay, he did. Okay, there's a lot to kind of unpack here, right? So, LeBron is one of the most scrutinized athletes of all time. Okay, of all time. But he's also a father. Okay. When the kids get involved, for me as a parent. That's where there's a hard line in the sand, dog. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Stop using my son and my family's name to drive attention to your fucking show. Use me all you want to. I don't give a fuck. You've used my name for 22 fucking years, right? And I didn't say shit. This is a hard line in the sand, okay? That's a part of it. Also a part of it is, okay, Bronny isn't LeBron, okay? He's not. He's not the player that his dad is. I don't think anybody expected him to be, dog. No. He was drafted 55.
Yeah.
How many other 55th draft picks are headline news on ESPN every single morning?
Right.
Okay? There's that also. Do you feel, Limwards, that I don't know how much you know, but Stephen A. was going pretty hard, dog. He was pleading to LeBron, stop this charade. Like he went hard, bro. He really did. Do you feel, because of who LeBron is and because of what his son's doing in the league, that Stephen A. had the right to go as hard as he did?
Stephen A. represents a certain mindset, and I think those that he represents and he speaks for, they feel like they have the right to go as hard as they want to with anybody who goes contrary to what they're putting out. LeBron is making power moves in the league, and that's something that has always been kind of massaged and managed because they need the stars, they want the stars, but when the stars are African-American men, black men, there's a certain level of like management that has to go on that they believe because they don't want the power structure to change. they like having black athletes playing the game, being the stars and face of the league, but they don't want them in the owner's box.
No control.
You know,
like major control.
Yeah, they don't want them negotiating contracts with cable channels, and they don't want them making their own league like Ice Cube in the Big Three. You
That's
know,
why
like
they stand in the way of everything he does.
They constantly are competing for that power control. They love it when, you know, we're playing and dunking and flying through the air, but they don't want us making any decisions about what we get paid, how we get paid, any of that stuff. So Stephen A. represents that structure. LeBron represents a new thing. He's been saying it for years, our league.
Yeah.
He says it all the time. And I noticed when he started doing it, I was like, oh, he's changing his language. That's a really powerful thing to do, to get real disciplined about how you speak about something. Because when you take ownership of it, you're basically laying a stake down saying, yo, this is our thing. It's not y'all. Y'all don't make this.
Because without us, this don't work.
Yeah. Without us, nobody's tuning in.
Yep.
Because you could take the top players who are of that descent and heritage out of the league and let everybody else run in, all the foreigners and everything else. Wherever those guys are hooping, if there's a camera, people are going to watch that. It could be on YouTube. It could be on Twitch. It doesn't matter. Wherever they flying through the air and Kevin Durant is shaking people up and shooting from half court, Steph and all that, that's what we want to see.
Yep.
So Stephen A. is one side of the coin. LeBron's the other side. I feel like Bronny is just cannon fodder. So when LeBron's talking about this, that's what he's saying. What's between him and Stephen
Leave
A.
my son out of this.
is that conversation.
Yep.
His son doesn't belong in that conversation. So when Stephen A. is using Bronny as a scapegoat to criticize LeBron's positioning and his management of like his personality and everything else like that, I agree with you. That's a hard line where it's just like, bro, we all know what you're doing and we know why you're saying what you're saying. We know you're bought and paid for. You make $30 million a year and you can't hoop. But you could talk about hoopers and get paid more than most of them. So now here's a kid who was lucky to get drafted, but Luke Walton got drafted. Everybody was just like, yeah, you know, he's going to be a great coach one day. That's what I said about Bronny.
Yeah.
He's going to be a great coach one day because that's what I feel like is kind of the best case scenario for someone who grew up that close to the game but didn't quite have the build and the skill set and everything. Because Bronny's really, his only real limitation is his height and his size.
Yeah.
He can play, but he's 6'2"?
Yeah, he's not.
He's not a big guy, and he's not Allen Iverson. Because if you're 6 feet and you're Allen Iverson, you can be an MVP. He's not that player.
And see, the thing is, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
it's that they're always shining the light on the shit, right? Anytime that he misses a shot or anything like that, it's headline news forever.
Right.
But when he was balling out a couple weeks ago in G League and he came in, crickets.
Okay, but see, this goes exactly to my point. When his performances support the idea that LeBron was wrong making power moves because, look, he's diluting the value of what the game is, they're basically undercutting LeBron's positioning. So by him saying, oh, look at Bronny, and LeBron shouldn't have done this, they're knocking his stock down.
Yep.
So Stephen A. is legitimate, like actually talking from the position of the corporation and saying, hey, go shut up and dribble, is what he's telling him.
Yep. And LeBron said, fuck that.
And as conscious as LeBron is, I mean, you're talking about the guy who used to talk like this on court because he didn't want people reading his mouth.
And he still fucking does.
Yeah. So he knows if he steps out of it, like the cameras are on him all the time.
It was super hyper intentional.
Yeah. So he made the intention to say, yo, man, watch your fucking mouth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because what that conversation is about the power structure in professional sports. It's not about Bronny James.
No.
It's got nothing to do with him. And so I do agree with you on that point, bro. When you're trying to invalidate my son because you think
me?
In order to discredit me.
Yep.
Nah, bro. That shit got to stop.
Yep.
That stops.
And that's I 100% see the play. That's exactly what's been going down. And Stephen A. always alludes to it, right? He's like, yeah, we disagree. We don't see eye to eye, right?
He always says it like that.
He always says it like that. And then when he went on TV the day after, right, when he's like, it went viral, I was going to talk about it. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you were.
That's all
You're going to
he
fucking
does.
talk about it. That was it. He gave him content for the next fucking 5 years, bro.
He's been in front of a camera since he got his fucking coach fired, and ever since then, all he's been about is himself, dog.
For sure.
Like Stephen A. doesn't represent a community; he represents his own pockets. Fuck that.
So we knew he was going to go on there and talk, but the way he did it, right?
Ask
like
Jalen Rose about Stephen A.
It was like a State of the Union address,
Yeah.
right? He pulled up. He's like, all right, guys. All right, listen. Yeah, that wasn't a basketball player that approached me. That was a father, right? And he went on this whole fucking tirade. He handled exactly how I knew he was going to.
Yeah.
Super dramatic and just like, look at me, guys, right? So, but what's interesting to me is he said in that same interview, he said, they have my number, right? Rich Paul has my number. LeBron, they can get in contact with me if they want to talk, right? Rewind back like 6 months when they did reach out to him and he tried to act like it was a pussy move, right? He tried to spin the narrative. He's like, oh, now they're calling him up. Well, which is it?
Yeah.
You want him to handle it in front of your man-to-man on the phone, or you want him to walk up to you on the court in real life?
Yeah.
We see what the decision is.
But that shows you how dishonest Stephen is from any position he takes, because his position is only, you're wrong. So no matter what you do, I'm going to find a way to spin it to show that you're wrong.
That you're wrong, yeah.
But either way, I agree with it. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. You just, the man sitting next to the man. I need to talk to the motherfuckers who are putting the battery in your back that you get in front of these cameras and talk all that wild shit.
Yeah.
That's who I want to talk to. I can talk to you all day. It don't really matter.
Because he's just a talking head.
Yeah, that's
he's
all he is.
Yeah.
He has no power to influence any of that stuff. But I promise you, LeBron James absolutely does.
And see, I feel Stephen A. has power to influence the people that sit there and watch.
Right.
How they perceive what LeBron, like his son last year almost died.
Right.
He had a fucking heart attack, bro.
Right.
Yeah. LeBron comes from a fatherless childhood, dog.
Yeah.
In the fucking inner fucking workings of Ohio with just a mom, should not have made it to where he did. To the peak of the peak. Greatest athlete of all time. He is raising his kids in a way that he was not shown, right? He didn't have a dad.
Building it from scratch.
From scratch, changing the whole narrative completely around. His son almost died last year. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and act like LeBron not being LeBron didn't affect him getting in the league. Are we all going to sit here and be like, well, yeah, it's just because he's LeBron? Well, no fucking shit, bruh. Don't act dumb. Of course.
Luke Walton was a Laker too.
Of course,
Fuck
bruh.
yeah.
That's what they always go to. Well, he just got in there because of his dad.
Of course he did, yeah.
Fucking duh, bruh.
Yeah.
But he's still, he didn't take someone's position.
Right.
He didn't get drafted first round to save the legacy of the Lakers, dog.
Yeah.
He was 55th. Played a couple games. He's in the G League. He's balling. He's playing basketball next to his dad, bro. Do you see when his dad does some kind of dunk? The look on his son's face, bro. Do you see the battery that it put in LeBron's back?
Yeah.
Like, look what I'm like.
Yeah.
I could only imagine, right, what it would feel like. And people don't like that shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't like that shit. So any little piece that they can show, like, so, oh yeah, he pulled all these strings to get his son in the league, and he's the worst player that's ever existed.
Bro, but that's the fucking world, dog. You go to try to get a fucking city job. Oh,
Thank
who do you know?
Thank
That's
you.
the way of the
Yeah.
fucking
Yes.
world, bro.
How you think the unions and the fire departments
Yeah.
in New York and the
not
police
what you know, it's
departments
who
is
you know,
like,
It's who you
yo,
know.
Yeah, for
that's,
sure.
that's what it is, and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna
They
do?
make
Not
whole
play
movies
the?
about that
You ain't gonna
shit.
play the hand you were dealt, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. if you're dealt a better hand than me and you ain't gonna play it, then you're fucking stupid.
That's like T.I.'s son talking about how he was like growing up in the hood
the
and
hood?
shit. And T.I.
Yeah.
calls him up, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're in a gated neighborhood, bro.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of people. They're like, oh man, that was he shouldn't have done that. Like, you got to stay stoic. Like,
Who, LeBron?
yeah.
Get out of here.
Bro,
At some point, you got.
He's stayed that way his whole career. Yeah. Look at all the wild shit, bro. He has never once addressed Skip Bayless. And we've had 20 years of this man wilding out, right? He's never once addressed these fuckers, ever, bro. He's like, whatever. Go talk all your shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The moment he seen that fucker in real life and he had been running his mouth about his son, bro. I agree with Stephen A. You didn't see a basketball player. You seen a dad that was about to strangle your little motherfucking ass because it goes further than you said. That It goes further than him just talking shit about his son.
Yeah.
That's the first layer.
Right.
They're discrediting his son to discredit LeBron.
Right.
And make him look like...
And LeBron's already established. So
Exactly.
For sure.
He's probably like, fuck it. Well, I don't give a fuck, but you're fucking up his career.
Right,
about
and
my
you
son
fucking
like
up his
that.
future bag because LeBron knows he's getting to the end, wherever the end might. For him, the end might be 50. You know, he might play till he's
With
50.
how he's
Who
playing,
knows?
he could.
Yeah,
Bro, I seen he got one of the homies posted he got
That was
injured.
today. That was yesterday.
Who,
He got
LeBron?
he got a
was
groin
it?
injury.
Oh, really?
He'll be all right.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
But
He's invincible.
But the thing is, he's toward the end of the career that he's going to have. So as soon as your career ends, your position, your negotiating position starts to change. Like you don't have as much credit with, like they'll be like, "Hey, thank you, appreciate you, but there's the door, brother. We, you know,
See you later."
Yes, well-storied career will, put
You
you
don't
in
think
the
he's
rafters.
you don't think he's gonna
Make power moves after that? He will, but see, that's the whole conversation that's happening now.
What are the power
Bron and them were talking about creating their own international league because they're like, okay, you guys want us to play with international players?
All
We'll
right.
do it, but we're not going to do it where you guys just position them over us. We're going to make it our league so we know whoever's legitimately on the court winning is winning the games.
Yeah.
There's a whole gambling structure. There's a lot of like other shit that's built into these entertainment venues and all this stuff. There's so much money behind it that one guy changing people's narratives about what's going on and how important it is. Like if LeBron and some of a handful of other players were just like, hey, the NBA is cool, but it's a new era.
Let's
And
go
we over
FIFA.
here. Yeah.
Let's go FIFA basketball,
yeah, exactly.
dog.
What are all the kids that buy their shoes and pay attention to them going to say? Fuck it.
Worldwide League. Let's run
Where's
it.
the game? Where can we watch the games? Because that's who I want to see.
Like I already like Joker.
Yeah.
Luka the shit, right?
Yeah.
I got a fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo fucking jersey, right?
Yeah. So LeBron is probably last of a dying breed when it comes to like the face of the league sort of
Oh yeah,
conversation.
that shit over.
Yeah, because they wanted to make it an international game with all these different people. So it's about the teams and the clubs and the squads and the cities rather than about the faces and the individuals. They don't want another Michael Jordan to be the face of the league. He was serviceable for what he did. He was paid handsomely. LeBron and Kobe followed in behind that and a bunch of other people. But now they're trying to move out of that era where they put a face in front of the league and they want it to just be a league.
Yeah.
LeBron is trying to make a power move, man. And honestly, man, Stephen A. is one of the few people who's like standing in the way of him modifying the narrative.
Yep.
Because it's always just somebody chirp, 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 clipping at your heels.
To make it look crazy, right?
Yeah, to
They
make
wanna
you seem like
nuts.
you're unhinged or you're wrong or you're stupid or you don't.
Go back. He started changing the narrative big time when he made his decision.
Oh, yeah.
When he went on TV, which I'm sure if he could take back the TV appearance and the not one, not two, I'm sure he could. If he in his documentary,
I was still fine with it.
yeah, I wasn't tripping, but I'm a Braun fan, so we know that already.
I'm a motherfucker coming up out of Akron.
Fan. Thank you.
So
That's
fuck.
Thank
that.
you, dog. Me too, bro.
Fucking
That was a
Dan
part
Gilbert
of it. That was I
his
stopped
letter.
watching basketball when Jordan retired.
Yeah.
I still paid attention. Kobe. I was still
Yeah.
watching. I don't like, but as a fan,
those Houston years
to
yeah,
really
we didn't
pull
watch
up.
the whole
No,
thing. Yeah.
dog. It was just not there. And then my brother was like, John, you got to check this dude from high school. They're playing his games on
Yeah,
ESPN
bro.
too. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? First game, I'm
Yep.
like, oh fuck.
I was just going to high school, bro.
I was hooked.
and his shit was in everybody
And I
was
was like,
talking
he's
about
my
him.
age.
Yeah.
Man, he came up from nothing. I was instantly, boom, I was locked in. So I followed LeBron from Cleveland to Miami, from Miami back to Cleveland, and now I'm going to stay at the Lakers because that's where I retired too, right? So I'll stay a Lakers fan. But when he left Cleveland, that was a huge shift.
Yeah.
Because there was always this narrative, right, of you got to stay loyal no matter what. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I agree. Loyalty is important. But what the fuck are you being loyal to?
I was just about to say,
You're being
you saw
loyal
what
to
it was
an
worth.
organization that don't give a fuck about you. The moment he dipped, they fucking tried to wipe their ass with him, bro.
Not only that, but the value of the property in and around that.
Plummeted.
When he left, their downtown lost money.
Almost completely died.
Like, yeah. That's how powerful he was,
Yup.
and that's why they were so mad. That
Pissed.
it's like he's making his own decisions.
Pissed.
We can't just manipulate him and make him feel guilty and say he's got to win one for the chipper.
And they
bullshit,
spun the
dog.
narrative that, oh, Jordan stayed with one team.
Yeah.
Kobe never left. Kobe was this close.
Kobe,
He was almost out the
got
fucking door.
drafted by Charlotte.
I know. I agree.
He was a Hornet.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not playing for them jokers. I'm
Yup.
playing for the Lakers.
And he almost dipped from the Lakers too.
Yes.
Right? So they wanted to spin that narrative to make him look like a selfish asshole when realistically he was looking out he was being loyal to him and the people around him, right? Because I never understood it when they were so pissed about it. They're like, well, you need rings. Okay, well, I'm gonna lead this team so I can get some rings. Oh, well, it's just about rings? Well, what the fuck do you want? You want me to go get rings? You want me to stay here and be Charles Barkley with none my whole life? Bro. So I seen the writing on the wall then.
Yeah.
Because how are you gonna be loyal to an organization that don't give a fuck about you?
Right. And they showed their cards because he wouldn't have made that decision. Like, he might have made that decision anyway, but part of the reason why he made that decision is because they weren't giving him anybody else. They weren't investing in the team, making the trades, doing the things that he needed.
Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
And Andre, bro, he drug those motherfuckers to the finish line, bro. They didn't cross it.
Yeah.
He drug them every year.
He got to the finals.
He did.
Like his second year. It was crazy.
Crazy, bro.
But I mean, certain people will get very rich and remain very powerful in America as long as they can convince the masses that a particular black person is ungrateful.
Yeah.
And that narrative has been going on forever and ever. Anytime a black person gets power and starts to have an opinion, you start telling the world, oh, look at him. He thinks he's bigger than his britches. He's high up on his horse. And it's just ingrained in people's minds. It's just like, that. Who's that thing on that neck? That's just how people think. Mm-hmm. So they got you brainwashed into thinking LeBron was wrong just for the simple fact that he wanted to go to a winning team. And then he still came back and won one for Cleveland.
Yeah.
He ain't even from Cleveland. He's from Akron.
Yep. And
You know what I'm
revitalized the whole shit,
How you gonna tell a 6'8" dude who can play basketball like that, you're ungrateful because you didn't stick with our losing ass team and save our city?
That obviously didn't fuck with you.
Save your city?
And obviously it was harboring some sort of shit in the background anyways, because homie's note, remember the letter he wrote?
Yeah, with the Comic Sans font and shit.
Man, that was in the holster.
Dan Gilbert had that shit ready to go to tell everybody, look how ungrateful this Negro is, burn his jerseys, all that shit.
Sure.
And they were burning his sneakers and showing it on television.
I know they were. It was all over.
Like
ESPN,
it was a freaking
ESPN loved that
Nazi
one.
flag, dog. Like they were burning his gear on TV. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like they really act like this dude killed somebody.
Yeah.
All he did was change squads.
That was it.
Which was his right to do.
Mm-hmm.
He fulfilled the terms of his contract, and now they making it seem like he's ungrateful because he wouldn't stick around in this losing ass city.
Learned how to win a championship.
Yeah.
Came back and brought a championship to a team that ain't never had one before.
Yeah. The last one was what, the Browns?
Yep.
50 years before?
Climbed back 3-1. Not one. The greatest comeback
NBA
of all time.
Finals comeback.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Right? And then proceeded to move
and then
on
went to play
and played
for the team he dreamed of playing for his whole life.
Staying loyal to the people that are around him.
Right.
He brought all of his homies and all of his people to the table and said, let's build this shit. Yeah. Like, okay, you sit around, learn how to be an agent. All right, bet. You learn how to be an agent? Cool.
Yeah.
You know how to be a manager? All right, we got an agent, we got a manager. Let's build this shit out.
Yeah.
With homies.
Yeah.
Right? And that's another part that they don't like. You
don't like
nah,
that
bro, nah.
Yeah.
We got your agent. We got your accountant.
Yeah.
We got your manager.
Yep.
You got to drink from our trough.
Yeah.
You can't be bringing another table to this motherfucking table.
Yep.
Fuck you doing with your own little side table over here? This is our table.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't sitting there no more, motherfucker. We're building
we
our
sitting
own
over
table.
here, yeah.
This is our table now. You can come and visit if you want to.
Yeah.
They don't like that shit.
Yeah.
And I 1000% felt that in that interaction, bro. It was a boil over of what's way bigger than him just talking shit about a 55th draft pick.
Right. Well, see, that's the conversation in black community is always that skin folk versus kinfolk, where it's like, yeah, you might look like us, but you're not like us. You're not really kin. You're not really coming from where we're coming from. And, I don't know either one of those men, so I don't know who's on which side and where their allegiances lie. But I promise you, what Stephen A. represents is them dead presidents in his pocketbook and nothing more. At least LeBron has a culture that he can point to and be like, I built this school
I was
in
about
my
to say,
community.
he's building schools, bro. Like, come on.
And they clowned him for that.
I know they did. Who
And they tried to
graduated?
act- yeah.
You're using it to wash money. They tried to tear that shit down, bro.
Yeah.
No matter what, they're good. No matter what. And
That's
how many
like
times?
small. It's just small thinking, bro. Like everybody's locked into a 9-to-5 somehow, bro. Working for a corporation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so like when people see people like him in a position to actually be like, nah, I'm not gonna stay for this losing team, right? If you're working at a corporation, don't you want to make more money?
Yeah.
If you go work with another corporation, they offer you benefits, more money, this, that, and the other.
But this corporation signed me first, Jay.
Yeah, that's the
We
thing.
gave you a job first.
hired
I'm
me
not,
first.
I worked for.
You're supposed to stay at McDonald's for a
yeah,
career.
I was like, I'm not super loyal to Staples. That was like one of my first jobs.
But
You know
they
what I'm
hired you
saying?
first, dog.
Right,
yeah.
You should have retired.
You owe your
for
life.
that,
For that
Jason.
$7.70 I
bro.
made back
You're supposed
then,
to
dog.
bring Staples into black.
I
You're supposed
cannot-
to save this company.
I can't believe
Supposed to
Jay
save
left
them.
Staples,
See
dog.
what
That's
I'm
crazy,
saying?
bro.
But that's just the thing. It's like I think that's how people are locked in. They're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
it's this city, it's your state. You know
Right.
what I mean? But it's also like, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's other shit out there.
Well, you gotta go get. It goes. Obviously, it's always bigger than basketball. It's always bigger than the one-dimensional conversation that we turn the conversation to. Right? They don't want you to build your own.
Yeah.
We say this on goddamn, I'd say 90% of our podcasts. I don't give a fuck what we're talking about. Somehow the conversation always goes there. They don't want you to learn how to run a business. They don't want you to be an entrepreneur. They don't want you to do none of that stuff, dog. They don't. It's funny because when we were setting up the cameras, bro, we were talking about, what's the world going to be like now, with the presidential race, and you got this president, that president. And I think it was Ken said, what do you think is going to be like now, this year or after this? And I went straight to, it's going to be the same that it's been for the past fucking 30 some years of my life.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed, bro. You can't blame a fucking president. You can't blame somebody else because you're not getting the fuck up and going to go get it.
If you haven't changed,
You're the one that needs to
the
change.
world around you will not change.
They say
until
Trump's
you
all about
change.
business, right? Okay, so double down on your business if that's what it's about. Because listen, I made more money selling crack when motherfucking George Bush was in office. And I'm sure he didn't support that. But and I'm not saying go sell fucking crack.
Actually, George Bush
maybe.
did support that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm not saying I'm using my example to say it's up to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter who the owner of the Cavs is. It doesn't matter who wanted you to stay at fucking Staples. If you're not going to get the fuck up and go get it, I don't give a fuck who's in charge.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't matter.
They don't want you to do that.
Well, the funny part about it, I think, is what you just said. It's like they don't want you to be an entrepreneur, but it's built for entrepreneurs.
I know.
America is built for business owners. If people just learned how to own and operate a business and just live their life through a business, a lot of the complaints that you would have about the way society is built would go away. If your family had a business and you operated your family business and that's how you face the world, you didn't go out there as an individual or you and your wife as individuals, but it was like a united front, me and my wife and my kids in a business, and then the business interfaces with the rest of the world, you would understand what America really is. It's an opportunity for that. But as soon as you go out there by yourself, you naked and afraid, dog. Like there's nothing out there for you.
Nope.
You at the bottom. That individual gets crushed by the system.
Because everybody's standing, the system stands on the individual.
Correct.
You're the foundation,
Yes,
dog.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? The house is built on it. No one gives a shit about the concrete on the bottom.
Yeah.
You don't see that
The
shit.
dirt under the concrete,
No one
the
cares.
rocks, like all the shit that you got to do to prepare the land,
Yep.
to set the structure so the structure stands and doesn't fall.
The structure don't give
all
a shit
that
because it
down
don't
there,
see
the
it.
little rocks, That's
That's
y'all.
you.
That's us. That's the people right
individual.
there.
Them stepping on us.
Yeah.
On us all the way.
But we're getting that platform built, dog.
Yeah,
We're
well,
building that
we
foundation.
got to.
But it takes
starts,
a couple of.
It fucking starts here,
And
bro.
you have to do something for yourself.
Well, it takes a couple of those stones to be like, man, why are we holding up this structure and not trying to build our own goddamn structure? I'm a stone. I should be a part of. I should be in the structure.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the that they don't want you pulling up with your own table to the table they own.
Yeah, for sure. And
You
then they
can-
get mad when they see you like, who said you can cut them trees down and build your own
Hell
table?
no.
It's
We
like,
own
those
no
are our
trees.
trees. Yeah.
We own those trees.
We own the sky.
We
We
own
own
the
the
tools. We own the
dirt.
sky. We own the tools.
You
we
can't
use to-
touch it.
Exactly.
And it's like, wait a minute, like, when did you inherit the earth?
But the thing is that, and that's how they do it. That's
Yeah.
how they discredit the individual by making them look like those concepts are so
Crazy
and not even just crazy, but so far fetched, right? Like if you were to tell another kid from Akron, right? If LeBron had never existed, okay? This is bigger than LeBron, but I'm gonna use this as an example. If you told another kid in his exact same position and LeBron had never existed, that he could be the greatest athlete of all time and the face of the NBA for 22 some odd years. Without LeBron existing, that little kid's gonna look at you like you're batshit fucking crazy.
Right.
Because there's no way that even remotely sounds like a realistic goal. Because they don't want it to.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody, no one actually, is gonna be LeBron, okay? But the goals that they make you feel are unrealistic, that you feel in your heart and soul that you can attain,
You can do them.
you can fucking do them.
Yeah.
They just want you to feel like they're unrealistic because they want you to need them.
So they always gonna throw some paper in the pocket of a Stephen A. Smith who's gonna come right behind you, chipping at you, telling you can't do it or you shouldn't do it,
Yep.
or you're wrong for doing it. Like there's always a hater ass motherfucker who's gonna come out of the woodwork for their own scheme and their own reasoning, and that's what Stephen A. like. He plays that fucking. That's the why I don't watch him. Is because he's disingenuous and he's not honest about what he's doing. He's always manipulating a conversation because he's always discrediting the same face, the same type of person. He's always a black player that he's discrediting. And I'm like, you literally never do it for the other people. Oh, well, I do it sometimes, but it's not to the same degree.
Show the receipts.
Stephen A. ain't talk no shit about Buddy and Brett Favre
Oh, yeah.
stealing all that fucking money.
No, not a word at well, I mean, but not like that. They
Not the
brushed
way,
up against it.
not the way. Constant headlines about. He
Oh.
didn't talk more about Bronny than he talked about Brett Favre.
Bro,
so fuck that.
that should still be in the news.
Yeah, bro, Brett Favre should be in jail.
That should still be in the news, dog. And
He
they-
should at least be.
they
He
ain't
should
talk
at
about it at
least
all.
be kept from getting government contracts in anything he's involved.
What did he do? I didn't
Bro,
hear
he
that.
stole some money that was supposed to go rebuild a school, and he spent it like the way he wanted to. But it was like $4 million, and they were supposed to like build. I want to say it was like a volleyball court and like arena or something for the kids. But basically, he was like chiefing off pieces and
Playing
taking
new
money.
shit. Let's go. It's time to go to Zimbabwe.
Administrative fees,
Yeah.
the nonprofit administrative fees that people always do into. But the thing of it is, that could be a legitimate business if he was doing legitimate business, but he wasn't. And that's the thing. LeBron has been so legitimate. He's been above board.
They hate it.
He probably got hoes. He probably do a lot of shit that they just keep out of the limelight. But just generally, he's doing fine. And he's done well by the league and by everything else.
And they hate it.
And they fucking can't stand it.
They hate it.
Because they just kept raising the bar. The
Yeah.
chosen one. Oh, you gonna put that tattoo on your back, little fella?
Yeah.
We'll see. We're gonna give you all the spotlight. We're gonna give you all the praise, and we're gonna build you up and break you down. But what did they never do? They never broke him down.
Nope. They kept calling him the king
And
that
that
crowned
makes
himself.
him rare.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%
the king that
rare.
crowned himself.
The king that crowned himself.
That makes him rare
And-
because they wanted to build him up to break him down.
Well, because when they have that type of shit on you, they can throw you out the boat at any
Right.
moment.
Yeah.
right? But when the dirt isn't dirty enough
Right. Exactly.
to fuck you up,
Exactly.
then you're rare, like you said.
Yeah.
You're existing in a realm that does not want you to exist, bro. You're fucking Neo in the Matrix,
Yeah.
bro. You're to tear this whole shit down, right? And then people are asking, they're like, well, why now? Like, why is LeBron acting like this now, right? He's never said nothing his whole career, right? And it made me think of what I said a couple weeks ago. How many times are you going to let someone walk in through your front door, sit in your living room, and take a shit, then get up and leave?
Yeah.
Before you shut the fucking door and don't let those motherfuckers back in the living room ever again, bro. Yeah. You gotta not let people shit on your floor, bro.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. That's why he created his own, like, the Undisputed podcast. Like, that's why he was creating his own platform.
Yep.
So there wasn't an intermediary he had to go through to speak to the people, to get his ideas off, the shop, all that stuff.
Direct.
He created all that stuff. So it's like direct to consumer. I'm going to communicate with y'all, and
Hear
then y'all
this
can
from me.
evaluate it. Yeah. And he's not no savior for the black community. We don't want or need that.
And I don't think he ever
We
tried
wanna-
to be that
yeah.
either.
And he doesn't have to. Like, nobody needs that. What we like to see is that a black man who goes out there and gets it in an honest and respectable way doesn't still get fucking violated at every turn, and to the point where you're now attacking his children in the press only because you want to discredit the man.
I think the real legacy is what happens after he retires.
Yeah.
Everything he's done already, obviously, has changed forever. No one's ever going to reach some of these ever.
Yeah.
But what he does with his power, with the league, with whatever happens after this now, is the real conversation.
Well, that's why
That's what they're scared of.
Yeah, well, I think they're scared of,
Yep.
and I think that's part of the reason why someone like a Diddy will get locked up and held before they're pressing charges or anything specific, and they still like to run with it. Oh, you remember LeBron said ain't no party like a Diddy party,
Yeah.
and it just gets your
holding that-
imagination
holding that
running.
up. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because they hope to God, and maybe
find
they got something, but they can find something so they can discredit every black person, Jay-Z, LeBron, like anybody who's got influence and power in that world. If they can knock them down, then hey,
They will.
we won. We
Brother-
won the era
Brother, if they had something, they would have already used it.
for sure.
For sure, right?
For sure.
Look what happened with homegirl that was trying to like come out with the whole Jay-Z situation, right?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know none of these motherfucking people, right? I don't know what they do in their fucking off
Private
time.
lives,
But
yeah.
listen, the powers that are powerful, if there really was something there, with everything now happening with Diddy and all the stuff that's come out, right? If there was, they'd already be done.
For sure.
They'd already be done.
That's
Because
why Jay-Z
they're-
pulled that card where he was just like,
instantly.
yo, if that's the case, you better bring
Let's go.
it because that person deserves to
It
be
was
in
similar
prison.
to exactly how LeBron now reacted with Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
He's like, let's fucking run it then.
Yeah.
You want it? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Show me. Bring the receipts.
Yeah.
Because the moment that they try and discredit that, you got to nip that shit in the butt.
For sure.
Because look at what happened to homie that was fucking Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter
they did
what,
the same thing.
brother,
to
he's
him.
done.
And he did nothing wrong.
He's never going to
except
be.
dating a ugly white bitch.
He's never going to be.
that was disloyal. No, she was.
Yeah.
Dog, she wasn't even a
Learn
man
from
burger,
that.
dog. Like she was bottom basement.
He's never going to be able to
For real,
climb back
dog.
to where he was. Bro,
Yeah.
he was about to be the biggest motherfucking movie star in the world.
yeah.
And
But
pull
that
rug
comes. But
right
that comes with
a
their
whole lot of shit.
arraignments. They say, hey, if we gonna prop you up in our world and in our system, you're
Play our
gonna
game.
follow our rules and play our game.
Play our game.
Exactly.
Play our
And
game.
you can't even be afraid of a white bitch. You either gotta hit her,
Play our game.
or
Play our game.
Or if you run, we gonna make it act like you hit
And that's
her.
what the-
he didn't
the
touch her.
footage showed
He
him
let her-
running.
Even the limo driver was just like
This fool
she was
ran.
the aggressor.
Yeah.
He was trying to get her in the car and trying to leave.
They didn't hear that,
And
though.
they still pressed charges on
know.
him because the point was to get the accusations.
Yep.
We see it all the time. As soon as they accuse you, that's the point. Because that's all people remember. They don't remember when
none
you
of the
got
other
exonerated.
stuff. No.
They don't remember. They remember, oh, January 6th, they ran up in the Capitol. Okay, cool. But did anybody tell you that they actually threw all that shit out? That the Supreme Court literally said that you can't enforce that as a crime because it's not an actual crime.
And all of it got thrown out.
All that one single charge
Oh, okay.
of disrupting a public meeting or whatever it was. It's the same bullshit. Like if you go to your local not school board, well, even your school board or your community meetings and stuff, and you go in there raising hell and trying to hold them jokers accountable.
They can't arrest you for it.
No, they'll call the sheriff, and then they'll say you're interrupting a public meeting, and you're stopping them from doing legitimate business, and then they'll have you thrown out and taken out and try to get you with a trespassing charge so you can't come back.
Okay.
So That's the game they play. They want you to pretend like you're supporting it, but when you say, "Hey, I got a quibble," they're like, "Nah, you better shut the fuck up because if you come in here and got something to say, we're going to get you out of here." And that's really, like, that's the same game that they do with everybody.
You don't remember. You made me think of that scene in The Sopranos. Remember whenever Tony and what's her name wrecked and everybody thought that they were fucking?
Yeah.
I remember Christopher, they do go through all this stuff to prove it to Chris that didn't happen, right? They bring in the doctor, and Chris is just sitting back there. He's all, at this point, doesn't even matter. He's all, why do you say that? He's all, because it's what everybody believes now.
Right. Exactly.
It's fucking true, bro.
Yep.
It's fucking true, bro.
Yep.
Well, fellas, what do you think? Time to get the fuck up out of here or what?
Y'all got me fired up.
Hey, me too, bro. We could have kept going, bro. I'm running out of weed, bro. It's Sunday. I gotta go clean my backyard, bro.
Damn.
So it's time to get the fuck up out of here, fellas.
Yeah.
Until next time, respect the connect. Peace.
It's thicker than